Was ist das?
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Jetzt schlägt auf einmal ihr Ton anders. Oder irre ich mich?
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside?
Something struck this bush. She must have landed on it when... on her way down.
That's ghastly, Edward.
Da müsste doch schon längst jemand mal geguckt haben, als es passiert ist, oder?
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong on a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath?
Und sie ist wieder weg.
Did you follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
Was war das jetzt? Was war der Spruch eben? Das ist alles so unwirklich manchmal. So als ob sie gar nicht da war, sondern er sich nur vorstellt, dass sie hier ist. Bist du hier auch schon mal den Pfad lang gegangen? Oder bin ich hier halt nur jemand, der gerade in der Dunkelheit rumspringt? Und schon wieder hat er keine... Ah, du komm, so alt bist du doch gar nicht. Und schon schnauft er wieder. Schnauft ja schlimmer als ich.
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One
Oh,
second.
Teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
Fellnase. Ach, Felsnase, nicht Fellnase.
If she fell head first on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not.
Aber wenn es die
Time
Tochter...
for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight and Betty's still... You're still out there.
Oh, die ist schon weg. Aber wenn es die Tochter war... Oder haben die in hohem Alter nochmal ein Kind gekriegt? Ich meine, wenn es erst einen Monat hin... Das passt halt irgendwie nicht zusammen. Irgendwas haut nicht hin.
Lissie, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissie? Are you there? Alice?
No need to shout. Teddy,
My word.
Ach, hör auf.
Away, Lissie.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
This is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been?
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. It depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
Was he executed?
He could have kicked the chair away himself.
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself?
Deine Mutter ins Wasser gegangen ist. Schon wieder was mit dem Pond.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact.
Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace?
Ich glaube
You're
nicht.
just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Betty, always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty. What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
Oh, bitte nicht aufhängen. Oh. Und du guckst einfach zu.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
Was war schlimmer? Es verdichtet sich immer mehr. Oh, wir trinken Tee.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Mein Eindruck, den ich gerade habe, ist
Any for your thoughts?
wie eine Art subtiles Verhör. Er glaubt, dass er einfach so auf die Richtige ist. Die Dorfbewohner glaubten, dass Simon Ruth getötet hat, also hat er das vermutlich auch.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, we just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there in the dark.
She's a tough cookie. You're Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
That she is.
Oh.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes, and it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before...
1909.
7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Also ist Simon später. Der Unfall ist, ich habe das dann verwechselt. Ich dachte, es wäre dann der gestorben ist, wäre Simon gewesen. Aber das haut ja dann von der Zeitlinie nicht hin. Was? Omnipräsent, eindeutig omnipräsent. Ach, guck mal, ich kann ihn endlich anfangen. Die macht mir Angst. Ja, aber er liest nicht vor. Okay, gut. So, die Sachen hatten wir alle schon. Irgendwas hat es mit dem Spiegel auf sich.
You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
Ja, jetzt hat der Kodek wieder zu tun gerade.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
Boah. Ruckel, ruckel. So.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Okay, sie ist definitiv nicht echt. Und er stellt nämlich Fragen, die das nach und nach auch in Frage stellen, ob sie echt ist, ne? Tag 3. Okay, es geht gerade die Sonne auf draußen. Okay. Wir haben eine Verletzung oben an der Stirn. Fällt mir gerade auf. So ähnlich wie Harry Potter. Mein Gott, wir sind Harry Potter. Die Brille haben wir ja auch. So. Natürlich keiner mehr da.
Lissie!
I'm upstairs.
Oh Gott. Definitiv, das Raum zu Raum teleportieren ist,
Is that you?
ja. Vor allem, ich hätte es ja nicht erwartet, die Tür, wir gehen durch, die Tür klackt und dann auf einmal steht sie vor uns. Ja, also einmal nach links gucken und schielen, so, wo?
Alice?
In the bedroom.
Bist du im Schlafzimmer?
This is her room. Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
I hate you sometimes.
So, kleinen Moment mal. Ich muss mal eine Sache. Ich mach mal das hier kurz runter. In der Hoffnung. Ich glaube, es ist besser. Manchmal sind hier diese Filtereffekte ein bisschen zu haarig, ja. Weil es ein bisschen ruckelt hat jetzt, zumindest was den Stream betraf und die Aufnahme. So. Manchmal hasse ich dich, sagte sie gerade eben, als wir wieder Betty erwähnt haben.
Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle, Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
Das haben wir ja schon partiell mitbekommen, ne? Oder festgestellt.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Oh.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
Ich habe gerade Volkswagen gelesen. Oh mein Gott.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me, please.
In Norwegian folklore, the appearance of Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a drowned mariner, heralds death. Draugen haunts the Black Seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester. But instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice. Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you... That's enough of that. It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
And your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you.
Ich weiß immer noch nicht, was ich von ihr halten soll.
She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth?
Aber mehr können wir doch da.
Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy. It looks a bit like the Draugen in her book.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew... It looks like this box under her desk.
Okay.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out.
Manchmal ist es Deutsch und Englisch. Da gibt es noch ein paar Fehlerteufelchens.
What is this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Das ist das Geheimnis der Mine.
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. Well, they belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had
Indiana
her own
Jones.
private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin. On the doll.
This is where it came from. Her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Also ab in die Miete, würde ich sagen, hä? Ah. Oh, ich bin noch nicht fertig.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Warum nennt sie uns immer Teddybär?
There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
Well, she didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
The church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We should be careful.
I told you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this.
Du verbackst mich gerade hier. Okay, sie braucht noch eine Minute. Ich darf gehen. Aber wo muss ich hin? Oh. Wir müssen da auf alle Fälle rüber. Wir müssen da auf alle Fälle rüber.